On a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, we welcome you to South County High School in Lorton, Virginia for Bethesda Big Train Baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. Alongside Adam Glover, I'm Eli Kleinman, and the Big Train looking to continue their hot streak that they bring in to this evening's game. Winners of the last four, and they have done it, Adam, in dominant fashion, outscoring their opponent 60-2 over that stretch, including a dominating 26-0 win last night over the Gaithersburg Giants.
Yeah, they look great. The pitching was outstanding as well, just a couple of hits allowed. And the last one was pretty late on in the game, so they went 8 or so innings where they only allowed 1 hit. And then, of course, but really the story is the offense. I mean, it was fantastic. Williams had 7 RBIs. Orr had a fantastic night as well. Twigo, of course, hit the first home run at Shirley Povich Field. So this is a team that's all of a sudden has everything clicking after a couple of tough losses, and it's great to see them back on track.
Well, let's give you the lineup for this Big Train team that has hit the baseball about as well as you possibly could. Starts with Dixon Williams at the top. The second baseman tonight, Connor Rasmussen, the shortstop, and his ECU teammate bats second. Jeffrey Hurd hits third once again, and Jacob Orr hits cleanup. Carter Cunningham in his first game for the Big Train from ECU hits fifth. Dean Twigo, who hit the third home run of the season for the Big Train, bats sixth. In the bottom three in the order goes Lucas Phelps, John Long, and Clay Wargo. And on the mound for the Metro SOCO Braves is Caden Hilberger, the right-hander, for a Braves team looking to bounce back after they lost 14-3 last night to the Crop Dusters. So Dixon Williams comes to the plate, trying to get things started after a 7 RBI day yesterday for the Big Train. Hilberger atop the mound. The righty, the glove in front of his face, winds and deals the first pitch. And a swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-1 the count to Dixon Williams. Big Train in their road black uniforms with the black and gray hats and gray pants, as Hilberger gets a sign he likes on the mound and deals an 0-1. And the breaking ball skips in the dirt, evens the count, a ball and a strike. The Braves on the other side, white uniforms with white pants, navy blue sleeves, and a red and navy blue hat. Quiet day here in Lorton, and the 1-1 upstairs with a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. Wind gusting from left to right as we get set for baseball. Here's the 2-1. Up and away with a fastball, 3 balls and a strike to Dixon Williams. Has primarily played first base for the Big Train, but moving over to second tonight with his college teammate Carter Cunningham joining the roster. 3-1. And that's up and in. It's ball 4 and a leadoff walk to Dixon Williams.
That's what the Big Train needed. That's what they capitalized on those first few innings off of the walks yesterday. And good to see Williams, just 5 pitches. Had the 1 swing, but laying off pitches that are nowhere near the zone, not chasing anything poor.
So Connor Rasmussen steps to the plate. Had a pair of RBIs yesterday as he watches a first pitch fastball called to strike, 0-1. Dixon Williams at first with nobody out in the top of the first. No score. Williams takes his 3-step lead, 2 stolen bases on the year. 0-1 home. Rasmussen squares, pulls back, and takes a fastball in for a strike. Quickly behind 0-2.
This is where I would like to see Rasmussen maybe try to hit something out toward the left. He's going to have to shorten up that swing because he's in this 0-2 count, but try to go opposite field.
As the sun gets covered up by the clouds, Dixon Williams off and running on the 0-2 pitch, and Rasmussen fouls it off the other way over the third base seats. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Big Train coming off their best victory in the point streaks era, which dates all the way back to 2010. 26-0 as a throw over to first. Williams dives back safely with that right hand in before the throw. Has that runner's guard that looks awfully like an oven mitt on that right hand. Hellberger's 0-2 home. Runner on the move, a swing and a ground ball to the right side. It's past the second baseman, Coakley, and into right center field. Williams rounds second and heads for third, and it's a single for Connor Rasmussen that puts runners at the corners with nobody out in the top of the first.
Hey, good piece of hitting there for Connor. Again, got behind 2 strikes early. Big Train trying to get aggressive, looking at the hit and run, and it works perfectly, finding a spot right up the middle and already have something going just 2 batters into the game.
Didn't score last night till the second inning when they put up an 8 spot, looking to get on the board first. Jeffrey Hurd to the plate in the first pitch to the lefty. It's a fastball called a strike on the inner half, 0-1. Hurd has been fantastic for the Big Train so far this season, hitting over .420, a pair of home runs, and a league-leading 15 RBIs. And a throw to first. Rasmussen dives in safely. That black uniform covered with a nice layer of dirt. A Bryant right-hander on the mound. Comes set at the belt. The 0-1. Outside with a fastball off for second is Rasmussen, and he slides in without a throw. It's a stolen base. And there's runners at second and third with nobody out. Big Train looking to fire the opening salvo. And Hellberger in some trouble. A 1-1. Williams swings and lines one back off the fence behind the plate. And down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Really the only guy who didn't have a fantastic day yesterday. Did have a walk and a run scored, but a pair of strikeouts. But he has been Big Train's best hitter by a wide margin early in this season. 1-2 home. Swing and lifts one in the air down the third baseline into foul territory. Long chase for the third baseman Landwehr, and he's unable to come up with it as he goes into a feet-first slide, racing back towards that left field foul pole.
Almost made maybe the best play we've seen this season. Trying with the over-the-shoulder, like you said, the slide in foul territory. And I like Hellberger going with a change-up there. Heard a fastball hitter, and Hellberger's a real talented guy. High school especially, was 3-time first-team all-region and was ranked in the top 500 by Perfect Game.
Now goes to Bryant up in Rhode Island. Here's the 1-2. Hurd swings and lifts one in the air to center. The center fielder Madden retreats. He makes the catch. Tagging are the runners. Into score comes Williams. The throw goes to third, and Rasmussen slides in safely. It's a sacrifice fly for Jeffrey Hurd. Tack on another RBI, and the Big Train up 1-0 in the top of the first.
A good productive plate appearance for Hurd. Doesn't always have to hit the home run or the single, but just getting this ball in the air enough, picking up that runner.
Jacob Orr to the plate. He had a couple big hits yesterday in the ball game, including an extra base hit that brought in a couple runs. From the windup, Hellberger with a runner at third. Orr swings at the first pitch, rolls it up the middle into a slide. The shortstop, Laverscon, and he has no play, able to keep it on the infield, but Orr safe at first with the single, and into score comes Rasmussen. It's 2-0 Big Train.
Now batting the first baseman, number 34, Carter Cunningham.
And Carter Cunningham comes up with a 2-0 lead and a runner at first and one down. His first plate appearance for the Big Train, and he swings at the first pitch and lifts it to deep left center. Madden, the center fielder, on the run, and he makes the catch in front of the warning track for out number 2 in deep left center field. A nice swing of the bat, but an even better play in center, and there's 2 down as Orr retreats to first. 2 down, and Dean Twigo to the plate, looking to extend the inning. Hellberger trying to limit the damage. First pitch to Twigo, and a fastball called a strike at the knees, 0-1.
Hey, good lead, good lead.
Twigo, a home run and 6 RBIs yesterday, but did not even lead the team in RBIs in yesterday's ball game. 0-1 pitch, he swings and lifts one foul and out of plate behind the press box. It's 0-2. Does get credit with the first big train to hit a home run at Shirley Povich Field this summer. And back in the lineup for a second straight day. Hellberger's 0-2. Twigo lifts one in the air, up the middle, and it lands for a base hit. Around first into second goes Orr. Twigo gets aggressive and goes from first to second. And the single allows the runners to move up. They're back at second and third after the 2-out knock from Dean Twigo.
Yeah, had some good heads-up base running by Twigo with that single up the middle and then advancing. A strong throw to third, but it went high. And nicely done by Twigo to nice little heads-up play. Gets another runner in scoring position.
So Lucas Phelps a chance to add on with 2 on and 2 out in a 2-0 lead. Hellberger continues to work from the windup and deals the first pitch to Phelps, and the breaking ball misses downstairs, a ball and no strikes. Phelps with just 1 hit yesterday, but able to score 5 runs for the big train in the 26-0 win. 1 out. Takes a fastball called a strike on the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1. Hellberger in his second start of the season, trying to work through the first. The 1-1 swing and a miss at a fastball. It's a ball and 2 strikes. So the right-hander set on the mound. His jersey waves in the wind. And he deals a 1-2. A curveball skips in the dirt, gets past the catcher, Fleming. Here comes Orr, and he's in to score on his feet. Over to third goes Twigo, and the big train make it 3-0 in the top of the first on the wild pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes in an inning that has gotten away from the Braves. Here's the 2-2. Phelps takes fastball upstairs just above the letters, and the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. John Long is on deck for the big train, the UNC product. Here's the 3-2. Upstairs with a fastball, not close, ball 4, and there's runners at the corners with 2 down. And a chat on the mound as Fleming, the catcher, heads out to talk to Hellberger. In his last start against the Giants, went 2 innings, allowed 2 runs. He's already allowed more than that in 2/3 of an inning so far. Hellberger, a two-way guy. He's also played in 8 games in the field. Looking for the final out in the top of the first. Catcher Fleming. Chance out a number to his defense for the first and third situation. Here's the first pitch to Long, and the lefty attacks the first pitch and fouls it back behind the plate. 0-1. Sun stares down over South County High School from the left field line as it continues to set on this Wednesday evening. 0-1 to Long. The fastball called a strike on the inner half. Ahead 0-2 with 2 down. Hellberger, 1 strike away. 0-2. Upstairs with a fastball, off and running for second is Phelps. Here comes Twigo. from third, and he's in to score. The throw back to the plate just late, and the double steal works to perfection for the Big Train. They pick up their 4th run of the top of the 1st, and Phelps stands at second. What a steal from Phelps. The Braves tried to have their shortstop, Bruschiano, cut it off, but his throw back to the plate just late, and in to score is Twigo. Here's the 1-2 to Long, and he takes strike 3 called, and the inning finally comes to an end. But the Big Train score 4 on 3 hits and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 1st. It's the Big Train 4 and the Braves coming to bat. We welcome you back to South County High School for the bottom of the 1st, and the Big Train have put up a big number. It's 4-0. Here's the Metro SOCO Braves lineup. It's JT Landwehr who leads things off. Jeffrey Coakley bats second. Catcher Halligan hits third, the Houston Baptist product. And Braden Ramirez from Dayton hits fourth. Quinn Madden, the center fielder, bats fifth. Sean Pokarak hits sixth. And then Cole Fleming, Andrew Shabe, and A.J. Bruschiano round out the order. On the mound for the Big Train is the right-hander from Whitman College, Jack Hostetler. A California native, goes to Whitman College up in Walla Walla, Washington. Making his 3rd appearance of the summer.
Another big strikeout guy on this team. 30 strikeouts and 24 1/3 innings of work in college this past season. Just got to get the command and lower the base hits.
First pitch to Landwehr. He grounds it to the left side. The shortstop Rasmussen fields on a couple hops. He shuffles his feet and fires to first in time for out number 1, and a 1-pitch out to begin the ball game for Hostetler. Hostetler mentioned he pitched twice, pitched on opening day, went 3 scoreless innings. A little bit more of a rough outing against the Aces 3 days later, gave up 4 runs in an inning. But looking to settle down against the Braves, and he fires in a first pitch fastball to Coakley, and it's called a strike on the outside corner. Right-handed hitter facing the right-handed pitcher in the bottom of the 1st. 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider. Quickly, Hostetler ahead, 0-2. Hostetler tasked with continuing what Big Train pitchers have done as of late, dominate. 0-2. Upstairs with the fastball, a ball and 2 strikes. 3 shutouts in the last 4 games and just 2 runs allowed over that stretch. 1-2 pitch. Just inside with the fastball. It's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's got 4 straight fastballs here, so it opens up the possibility if he can try to get something away from this hitter, Coakley, breaking ball or a changeup on the outside corner.
2-2. Coakley takes just downstairs with the fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes for the .364 hitter from Mansfield. Catcher Halligan stands on deck. 3-2. Swings and lines one up into center. It drops for a base hit in front of John Long, and Coakley is aboard with a one-out knock. And it brings up the lone man in the lineup for the Braves who has hit a home run, and that is catcher Halligan. The lefty scrapes his cleats in the dirt as he stands into the box. Hostetler from the stretch. First pitch and a swing and a miss and a fastball in the dirt. No balls and a strike. Halligan from Sugar Land, Texas. Hostetler a look at first. 0-1. Swing and a foul back to the screen. It's 0-2.
It's where I think the Astros have a minor league team there.
Not far from Houston. And Halligan goes to college in Houston at Houston Baptist, the Huskies. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball. It pops out of the glove of Wargo, and it allows Coakley to take off for second and make it safely. But it goes down as a strikeout of Halligan, and there's 2 away.
It got to be a little bit frustrating. You get a big strikeout, runner off and going, have a chance at a double play, and that one just popped out of the glove of Wargo.
So with 2 down, Braden Ramirez stands in. Holds the bat perpendicular over his helmet. First pitch home. Dribbles one down the third baseline. In comes Lucas Phelps. Hits off the heel of his glove and rolls into foul territory towards the Braves dugout. He has to race over and scoop it up. And by the time he does, Coakley safe at third, and Ramirez is aboard at first.
That's a tough play for Phelps, having to charge in. Unlikely that he would have gotten the runner at first, but it's going to go as an error with that ball going off his glove and kicking away into foul territory.
So 2 on and 2 out for Quinn Madden. Looking to bring home the first run for the Braves today. Swings at the first pitch and lines it into right field, a base hit. In to score comes Coakley, and the Braves on the board. They cut into this lead. It's now 4-1 Big Train on the RBI single. The 4th RBI of the year for Quinn Madden.
Well, this Braves team, while they've had their struggles, they do have some real good hitters, and we've seen it so far early on in this game. A lot of guys coming in hitting well over 280.
Sean Pokarak to the plate with runners at first and second and 2 down. The first pitch from Hostetler. Swing and a miss at the slider, 0-1. Braves trying to bounce back after the loss to the Crop Dusters last night. Oh, 1 pitch outside with a fastball. It's a ball and a strike. Hostetler looks back to second. Check on Ramirez. 1-1. Inside with a fastball, and Pokarak has to dance out of the way. It's 2 balls and a strike. Braves 3-5, which at the moment is good for second place in the South Division, behind Alexandria. 2-1. Swing and a soft ground ball down the third base line, and Phelps ranges into foul territory at third to scoop it up. It's a foul ball, and the count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away, and 2 on for the Braves. Second meeting between these 2 teams, and the second time Bethesda's made the trip down. 2-2. Upstairs with a fastball, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So runners to be on the move. Hostetler, a look back to second. There they go. 3-2 home. A check swing, and it's called strike 3, and the inning comes to an end. Hostetler with his second strikeout of the inning, and he sets down Pokarak to avoid any extra trouble. The Braves get one on a pair of hits and an error, but they leave two stranded. On to the second, 4-1 Big Train. To the second inning we go on the Big Train Baseball Network. Thanks for tuning in. As always, if you want to catch Big Train games all season long, subscribe. You can turn the notifications on, and it'll notify you whenever we go live, so you can always stick with the Big Train and catch every action
Now batting for Big Train.
and
the
every
catcher,
moment
number
of every
36,
game.
Clay Wargo.
4-1 Big Train lead in the top of the second, and the 9-hitter Clay Wargo stands in. The catcher from Louisiana, first pitch from Hilberger. Fastball downstairs in the dirt, a ball and no strikes. Wargo with that red shin guard on his left chin. 1-0. Slider outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Gear he got from Louisiana Lafayette, his college team. 2-0 pitch. Takes a fastball in the outside corner, called a strike. It's 2-1. Righty on righty matchup, 2-1 pitch, and the fastball called a strike on the outside corner. It's even at 2-2.
You said sticking with the fastball. Now Wargo has to protect.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Takes a slider just outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A Louisiana team he plays for that made the regional down in Coral Gables, home of the Hurricanes. 3-2. Swings and chops one to the left side. The third baseman Landwehr plays back on it on 2 hops. Throws to first. It's low, but Halligan able to scoop it out of the dirt at first for out number 1.
Now batting the second baseman, number 33.
Nicely done by Halligan down there at first, because that ball hits so hard that you have to back up when something like that happens. Landwehr, no time to kind of pump or take a bit of a crow hop. Kind of has to throw it off your back foot and hope the first baseman can pick you up if that ball is short.
Dixon Williams to the plate in the first pitch. Fastball downstairs, a ball and no strikes. A walk and scored a run an inning ago in the top of the first to help Bethesda build this 4-1 lead. 1-0. Swings and lifts one in the air to right field, and it drops in front of the right fielder Shabe for a base hit. And Dixon Williams on board for the second straight inning with a 1-out knock.
Number 13, Connor Rasmussen.
Good piece of hitting there. Kind of reaching out with the bat and just lifting it into right field just over the second baseman's head, but still goes down. A nice single for Williams. He stays hot at the plate.
So Connor Rasmussen, his college teammate at ECU, stands in. And a throwback to first. Williams dives in safely. Rasmussen singled in the first. First pitch to him, swings and chops one down the first base line, and the first baseman Halligan fields it and just takes it to the bag himself. For out number 2, Dixon Williams moves over to second. And with Halligan having to range towards the line, just no time and too tricky of a play to try and throw it down to second. So Jeffrey Hurd up with 2 down. Sacrifice fly back in the first to get the scoring started. Williams dances off the bag at second. Hilberger gives him a look. First pitch to Hurd, and he pops one up right in front of the plate. The pitcher, Hilberger, calls for it and leans backwards to make the catch and end the inning. Big Train strand a runner in scoring position on the single by Dixon Williams to the bottom of the second. It's 4-1 Big Train. Bottom of the second from South County High School in Lorton, Virginia. 4-1 Big Train. With the bottom 3 in the order, due up for the Metro SOCO Braves, and the first one to face Jack Hostetler is Cole Fleming, the catcher.
Now batting number 18, Cole Fleming.
The New Jersey native goes to the New Jersey Institute of Technology. And the right-hander stands in. First pitch from Hostetler. Swing and a miss at a low fastball, 0-1. If you ever take a look at the New Jersey Institute of Technology famous alumni page, it is full of people who have made massive impacts. As the 0-1 upstairs, a ball and a strike, both in the business industry and obviously technology plays a role. It used to be an engineering college, so there are some engineers in there too. 1-1. Breaks his bat and rolls it on the ground to the right side. The second baseman, Dixon Williams, fields as he comes in and throws to first in time for out number 1.
Now batting the right fielder, number 26, Andrew Schaub.
And Andrew Schaub comes to the plate with 1 down and nobody on base. Hostetler set. First pitch. Fastball downstairs, a ball and no strikes.
Hope Hostetler here can have a better inning than the first. First inning kind of represents what he's done entirely.
As the 1-0 outside with a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes.
You look at some of his college numbers, of course his time with the Spearfish last year, a lot of hits, which leads to a lot of runs. That's his biggest problem.
2-0, and the fastball catches the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike.
But again, the strikeout's still good. When he was with the Spearfish, nearly was averaging 1 strikeout per inning.
2-1, and a fly ball into center field, and it gets down for a base hit in front of John Long.
Now batting number 27, the shortstop.
It's a 1-out hit
Luciano.
for Schaub, and A.J. Labrusciano to the plate. You mentioned his time with the Spearfish in the Independence League.
He got his own baseball reference page, which that's an awesome name, by the way, there.
First pitch, runner on the move, throw down to second, the tag applied, not in time. Shabe just gets in before the throw with a head-first dive, and it's a stolen base that puts a runner in scoring position for the Braves.
Yeah, the tag by Dixon Williams was on Shabe's cleat, and I'm guessing Shabe's hands got into the base, and that's why he was safe. But really good throw from behind home plate by Wargo.
So ball and no strikes with Labrusciano at the plate. Watches a 1-0 fastball called to strike, even at 1-1. Mentioned the Spearfish. That is actually the town name, and Sasquatch is the team name.
Spearfish Sasquatch.
In Spearfish, South Dakota. Formed back in 2017. Here's the 0-2. And a pop-up on the right side as the first baseman, Cunningham, ranges out down the right field line and leans over to his left side to make the catch for out number 2.
That's a tough play for Cunningham, running back into foul territory, and Dean Twigo, the right fielder, nowhere near that ball. So great to see Cunningham in his first game already making a big play, sticking with it.
So with 2 down, back to the top of the order with a runner still at second for JT Landwehr. One pitch ground out to begin the bottom of the first, and he watches first pitch fastball called to strike, 0-1. At second is Shabe with 2 down, and the Braves trailing 4-1. The bottom of the second, 0-1. Upstairs with the fastball, even at a ball and a strike. The South County High School band practices out in the parking lot behind us, the metronome clicking. Here's the 1-1. Fastball called to strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
Too many memories and bad memories of having to stand out there in the hot sun doing marching band.
Certainly doesn't help in Florida, I imagine, temperature-wise.
Oh no, it's awful.
There you go. That's marching band for you. 1-2 pitch. Flips one towards the right side. Dixon Williams, the second baseman, into a dive, and it's past him and into center. Then it scoots past the center fielder, John Long, which allows Shaben to score, and moving all the way to second is Landwehr. It's an RBI knock for the Braves, and they have cut the 4-0 lead in half. It's 4-2.
Yeah, great attempt out there by Williams to make a diving catch, but then that ball just getting underneath the glove of John Long. But Orr over to back it up and make sure that one doesn't continue to roll downhill towards the wall.
So Jeff Coakley to the plate with a runner at second, and he watches a first pitch fastball called to strike on the outer half, 0-1. Coakley had a base hit back in the first. Stetler set on the bump. A look back to second, 0-1. And a called strike on the outside corner with another fastball, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Coakley lines one to the first baseman, Cunningham, who makes the catch and ends the inning. A hard hit ball, but right at the first baseman, and he makes 2 nice plays in the bottom of the second. It's a run for the Braves on a pair of hits, and they've cut into the lead. It's 4-2 Big Train as we head to the third. Big Train fans, for the first time ever, the Bethesda Big Train Summer College team is traveling to New England to face the two of the top teams from the NECBL, and you have an opportunity to come along for the ride. In addition to watching the Big Train play the Newport Gulls and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, you can get to watch the Orioles play the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, tour Citi Field in Fenway Park, as well as historic Hincliffe Stadium in Paterson, New Jersey. To learn more and reserve your spot on the fan bus, email Bruce Adams at bruce@greaterwash.org. Top of the third, 4-2 Big Train, and the first pitch in to Jacob Orr is outside with a slider, a ball and no strikes. Orr sends a hot shot ground ball into left field for a base hit. Labrusciano, the shortstop, tries his best with a dive, but comes up short. And it's a second hit for Jacob Orr, who keeps his bat red hot. A leadoff single.
He is a great since becoming a Big Train just a few days ago. Of course, had the bases clearing double last night, 2 hits today, 4 walks also yesterday. He's been an on-base machine.
Had 6 RBIs last night. Carter Cunningham to the plate, and he watches a first pitch fastball miss just below the knees. A ball and no strikes. Cunningham with his mom here today to watch him, a Haymarket, Virginia native. There's a throwback to first, and Orr dives in safely. A tall left-hander at the plate. Holds the bat over his left shoulder. A 1-0. Watches a fastball called a strike on the inner half, even at 1-1. And Cunningham had a great season for ECU this past spring. One of their best hitters to lead them to the regional final against Virginia and Charlottesville. 1-1 pitch. Cunningham swings and lifts one down the right field line. It's a fair ball and rolls into the corner. Or around second. He rounds the bag at third and heads for home. The right fielder Shabe has to scoop it out and throws it to the cutoff man as Orr in to score, and Carter Cunningham with an RBI double. In the top of the third, make it 5-2 Big Train.
Well, you make a nice defensive play in the last inning, and now all of a sudden the bat comes with it. This is a great start to him, and exactly what Sal Colangelo hoped he would get out of the brand new infielder.
Guy who hit .317 for ECU with his first hit of the summer. And Dean Twigo to the plate. Chance to add on with nobody out and a runner in scoring position. Hilberger set on the mound. Gives 2 looks back, and the first pitch home. A called strike to Twigo on the inner half with a fastball, 0-1. 5 stolen bases this past spring for Cunningham as he takes his lead off a second. The shortstop, Labrusciano, holds him on. Cunningham creeps his way towards third, 0-1. And a slider called a strike right at the knees, and Twigo looks down, does not agree with that call, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Hilberger searching for out number 1 here in the third. 0-2. Twigo swing and a miss, a strikeout, and there is the first out, 1 down.
Yeah, Twigo just really overmatched in that at-bat. A couple of fastballs. The second one was a little bit borderline, maybe a little low below the knees, but didn't get the call. Gave it to the pitcher instead, and then just not ready for the off-speed pitch.
So Lucas Phelps with 1 down. A walk back in the first. First pitch to him. He swings and hits one in the air to left field. The left fielder Ramirez starts back, now takes a couple steps in and makes the catch. Carter Cunningham got a ways off a second, and he scrambles back to the bag. 2 down, and John Long to the plate. With his dad in attendance, St. Simons Island, Georgia native. First pitch to him, and he swings and grounds one sharply to the right side. Coakley, the second baseman, plays back on it. He fields it on a couple hops and spins it over to first for the third out of the inning. One run on a pair of hits. The RBI double from Carter Cunningham puts the big train back on the board. They lead 5-2 through 2.5. We head to the bottom of the third from Lorton, Virginia. To the bottom of the third we go. 5-2 big train, and the offense once again, Adam, is rolling. Off to another hot start as Hostetler returns to the mound for his third inning of work and faces catcher Halligan to lead things off. Righty on lefty. The righty deals off the mound and fires a fastball just low, a ball and no strikes. Mentioned in the first, Halligan goes to Houston Baptist. Same place as Bailey Zappi, now the New England Patriots. 1-0. Swing and a miss at a fastball in the dirt, even at a ball and a strike. Zappi started at Houston Baptist, put up huge numbers, and transferred to Western Kentucky, where he once again put up big numbers. 1-1 pitch. It's downstairs with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. Fastball upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Once Zappi left, it's time for Austin Reed to take over, and he's put up big numbers in that offense. 3-1. That's down in the dirt, ball 4, and Halligan draws a leadoff walk to begin the third.
Now batting the left fielder, number 23, Braden Ramirez.
Braden Ramirez to the plate, reached on an error back in the first. Stranded at second. As Clay Wargo gives encouragement to his defense and his pitcher. Catcher running the show behind the plate. First pitch home. Fastball called a strike right at the knees, 0-1.
Ramirez trying to get the batting average up a little bit. Has played in every game so far for the Braves, but that average near the Mendoza line right now.
222 coming into the day. 0-1. Just up and away with a fastball, a ball and a strike. 1 RBI on the summer. No home runs. Stands tall in the batter's box, the 1-1. Downstairs with a fastball, it's 2 balls and a strike. Off of first is Halligan with a small lead. Not much of a threat to go. 2-1 pitch. And hit in the air to right field. Dean Twigo, the right fielder, starts back, then ranges in to make the catch for out number 1, and Halligan remains at first.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1, Quinn Madden.
Quinn Madden to the plate, an RBI single in inning number 1 for the James Madison product. The white elbow guard. Leans the bat over his shoulder, first pitch home, and Madden swings and hits one in the air down the right field line, and it curves its way foul into the Big Train bullpen. No balls and a strike. Madden waits at the plate, and a throw back to first in safely as Halligan on his feet. Here's the pitch, the 0-1 line drive right to the third baseman Phelps. He makes the catch. Throw back across the diamond has Halligan in plenty of time for the double play, and the inning is over. Nice job by Phelps at third, right spot at the right time, and then an easy throw back to first. And the Braves set down an order for the first time today. We head to the fourth. It's 5-2 Big Train. The Bethesda Big Train are proud to bring back the Big Train Summer Baseball Camp for its 24th summer of affordable fun for kids ages 5 through 12, and are very excited to announce the introduction of the Gio Gonzalez Big Train Pitching Camp for kids ages 13 through 18. For more information, visit www.bigtrain.org. Of course, Gio Gonzalez, a popular pitcher with the Nationals.
That's right. Also with Oakland as well.
About to mention, pitched with Oakland. And an all-star pitcher. Several really good seasons in his career. Spent some time with Milwaukee and Chicago to end out his career. New pitcher on the hill for the Braves, and it's Keith Davis, the left-hander, in his second appearance. Went 3 innings against the Giants in Gaithersburg, and now set to face the Big Train. 5-2 lead in the fourth. First pitch in, and Clay Wargo watches the first pitch fastball called to strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Davis, fresh out of high school, got a good 4-pitch mix with that fastball topping out at 85 miles an hour.
0-1. Wargo swings through a fastball, and it's 0-2.
Also works a couple of breaking balls, has a curve, has a slider. That slider, lower velocity in the high 60s, doesn't use it as much, but also has a change if needed as well.
0-2 pitch, up and away with a fastball, a ball and 2 strikes. Headed to Wagner, up in New York. The Seahawks, as they're known. 1-2. Upstairs with a fastball, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. on Staten Island. Davis winds and deals a 2-2. Inside with a slider, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of those teams up in New York spend much of the early part of the season in February and March on the road because field conditions just can't be ready in time. As the 3-2, a pop-up over towards the big train dugout on the first base side, and it lands out of play in the parking lot. Taking a high hop and rolling towards the cars. It's still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Being the announcer of a Florida team, a lot of times those northern teams come down. We've had Boston College, UConn.
3-2. Fargo rolls one down the third base line. It's Landwehr, the third baseman, who bobbles it. And it allows Wargo to reach on what likely scored an error.
Second baseman number 33, Dixon Williams.
So Dixon Williams to the plate with a runner at first and 1 down. That's exactly right. Head out to Florida, sometimes California, but they usually spend a large portion of the early season on the road. So lefty on lefty matchup. The first pitch to Williams and a swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-1. Dixon Williams looking to stay hot. He's been swinging the hottest bat in the order. After 3 hits yesterday and 7 RBIs, 0-1. Up and in with a fastball, and he bends out of the way. It's a ball and a strike. 7 RBIs in the 26-run effort last night. An instant impact at the top of the lineup. 1-1. Fastball downstairs. It's 2 balls and a strike.
One thing I've noticed about this Braves team from the last time we were here as well is they have a few guys who are fresh out of high school who are getting their first kind of real college experience facing off against guys who maybe have already played a season or 2.
2-1. Fastball well inside to Williams again. It's 3 balls and a strike. That isn't part of this league, is you can take guys who are headed into college. There are some leagues around the country where you have to finish a full year of college first. Notably, the Cape Cod League does that. 3-1 to Williams. Up and in with the fastball. Well, that was a late strike call as Williams was on his way to first, and now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
See if he goes with a breaking ball here.
3-2. Williams rolls one on the ground to the right side. The second baseman, Coakley, bobbles it, and by the time he picks it up from around his feet, Dixon Williams beats it out to first. Another error on the Braves, and it puts runners at first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, Davis not getting a lot of help from his defense right now. That was a play that easily should have been made out at second base on a slower to medium velocity-wise when it comes to how hard that ball was hit.
So Connor Rasmussen to the plate with runners at first and second and no down. And the pitch to the lefty, squares to bunt, and bunts it foul down the third base line as the catcher Fleming scoops it up. Couple of errors in the inning for the Braves, and this infield a little different than what you normally see. The only part of this field that is dirt is the areas directly around home plate and the bases. Everything else is grass. And the ball rolls just a little bit slower on it, and also can take some interesting hops. Davis set, checks at second, 0-1 pitch, and Rasmussen swings away and lifts one down the left field line and foul. Out of play, no balls and 2 strikes. Keith Davis still looking for out number 1 in the top of the 4th. And a 5-2 big train lead. 0-2 pitch, well upstairs with a fastball. It's a ball and 2 strikes. With Wargo at second and Williams at first. Rasmussen at the plate. 1-2. Just upstairs with another fastball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big Train with a 4-run first inning to build the lead. Scored 1 in the 3rd. Looking for a couple here in the 4th. 2-2. Inside, and it hits Rasmussen in the back. From 0-2 to a hit by pitch, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Jeffrey Hurd.
And this entire inning so far has been the Big Train catching some breaks. Should have had, I mean, the inning frankly could have been over. Of course, you had the 2 errors there and had Rasmussen 0-2, so had Keith Davis made a good pitch there, he could have retired the side 1-2-3, but the defense not doing great, and then losing Rasmussen on a fastball that went too far inside.
Instead, all 3 on the base paths, and the infield with the corners in, and middle infielders at double play depth. The first pitch to Hurd, called strike with a fastball at the knees, 0-1. Great chance for the Big Train to strike. The open stance, the lefty waits on an 0-1 pitch. Checks his swing on a breaking ball in the dirt. Did he go? He did not. According to our umpire standing at second base, it's even at a ball and a strike.
This is a chance for Hurd to come up big for the Big Train. He hasn't done as well this year against left-handed pitching with him being a left-handed hitter, but at the very least has to do what he did in the first, try to elevate the ball and pick up an RBI and a sac fly.
1-1. Takes a breaking ball that skips in the dirt. Nice job by Fleming to keep it in front behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Hurd with an sacrifice fly in the first that brought in an RBI, his league-leading 16th. 2-1. Hurd chops one to the right side. The second baseman, Coakley Fields, flips to second and just gets Rasmussen.
Ooh.
The shortstop, Labrusciano, holds on to it. No play at first, and Rasmussen almost beat it out. But finally, the first out of the inning recorded, and Clay Wargo comes in to score. Big Train make it 6-2 in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, I thought he did beat that out at first. It was an interesting decision by Coakley to go to second on a ball hit slowly to him. Easily would have had Hurd at first.
So Jacob Orr to the plate with 1 down and runners at the corners. Righty watches the first pitch upstairs, a ball and no strikes. Orr attends the University of Maryland. Not far from home either in Frederick, Maryland. 1-0. Is out upstairs and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Already 2 hits on the day. As the sun continues to set down the left field line. 2 up. Orr flips one the other way down the first base side, and it hits high off the netting. And bounds down the right field line. 2 balls and a strike. The red and white batting gloves. Holds the bat above his head. 2-1. Orr takes a pitch upstairs. Throw down to second is high. Here comes the runner from third, Dixon Williams, and he's in to score. The throw back goes over the catcher's head, Fleming, and around to third heads Jeffrey Hurd.
Well, the Big Train, I think we've seen this 4 times now. They have done the double steal with a runner at first and a runner at third, and every time for them it has worked. And I'm surprised that teams, and the Braves, now this has happened to them twice today, I'm surprised they haven't started to plan for this yet. That Bethesda's going to be aggressive.
7-2 the lead is the 1-2-2 to Orr is upstairs. The fastball, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And with 1 away and Hurd at third, a chance to add another RBI and another run to the total. 3-2 pitch. Orr takes outside ball 4, and he walks to put runners back at the corners. So you mentioned teams getting fooled on that double steal. Did the Big Train try and run it again right here?
Probably not right here. I mean, but I'm not Sal Colangelo. He loves to be aggressive. I wouldn't do it, but when you're up by 5, there is an argument for it.
Carter Cunningham to the plate. Lefty waits on the first pitch and swings at one in the dirt. No balls and a strike.
And Hurd's a fast runner, but he's not as quick as Dixon Williams is.
Off of first is Orr, about a 3-step lead. He stays. 0-1 pitch, and Cunningham lifts one in the air to shallow left field. Racing over the third baseman, Landwehr. He makes the catch. Tagging is heard. The throw to the plate is in time. Fleming applies the tag.
Wow.
And Hurd thrown out. And that ends the inning. What a play by Landwehr. Over the shoulder catch and then fires to home to get Hurd. And the inning comes to an end. Big Train pick up 2, and they make it 7-2 their lead. We head to the bottom of the 4th on the Big Train Baseball Network. Bottom of the 4th, 7-2 Big Train as Jack Hostetler returns to the mound and faces Sean Pokarak to begin things. As he watches a first pitch fastball in for a strike, 0-1. Third basemen have made a couple fantastic plays over the last inning. A couple double plays as the 0-1 outside with a fastball, even at a ball and a strike. To end the third, a line drive, a hot shot at Lucas Phelps. He made the catch, and throw back to first was in time to get catcher Halligan. 1-1 pitch, a little flare to the right side, and the first baseman Carter Cunningham barely has to move for out number 1. And then in the top of the 4th, with a runner at third, it was the third baseman Landwehr for the Braves, who made an over-the-shoulder catch down the third baseline on a pop-up, and then rifled the throw home in time to get Hurd at the plate. The one down, Cole Fleming to the plate. Catcher stands in and takes a fastball upstairs, a ball and no strikes. Braves trying to climb closer to 500 with a 3-5 record through 8 games so far this summer. 1-0. Swings and lines one back off the fence. Second place in the South Division standings behind Alexandria, who come into the night 6-1. Big Train 7-2 and lead the North Division. 1-1 pitch. Well up and in with a fastball. Fleming has to spin his head out of the way. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that division, Alexandria is starting to run away with it already. They're the only team out of the 4 of them with a record above 500 right now.
2-1. Fleming grounds one to the left side. It's off the glove of the third baseman, Lucas Phelps. Picks it up and throws to first, but not in time, and Cole Fleming able to beat it out. Mark it as another error for the Big Train, and there's a man aboard with 1 down.
Yeah, it's tough for Phelps. That's his 2nd error of the game. And that one, just a ground ball right to him. Just in and out of the glove. And then the throw high as well, even if it was on the line. No chance.
So Fleming off of first for Andrew Shave, and he swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul down the right field side. Now to play, no balls and a strike. In the North Division, it's the Big Train who are a game up on the Crop Dusters. Crop Dusters have won 5 straight after losing 3 out of the first 4 games. 0-1 upstairs with a fastball, throwback to first, and just in safely is Cole Fleming on the back pick by Clay Wargo. It's a ball and a strike with 1 down.
Yeah, always going to be on your toes when Wargo's behind the plate. We've seen him throw runners out at second, and each of his starts behind the plate, all 3 of them, he has thrown down to first at some point in time.
1-1. Slider called a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2.
It's one of the first sliders we've seen Hostetler use. He's used the curveball a little bit more, but that slider velo, originally coming out of high school, was right at 70 miles an hour.
1-2, another slider, a check swing from Shabe, and he does not go around according to our first base umpire, so the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shabe runs the count even. The runner at first. 2-2, upstairs with the fastball, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hostetler would love nothing more than a ground ball. Get him out of the inning. He comes set. Runner on the move, 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. The throw down to second is not in time. A stolen base for Cole Fleming, but there's 2 away after the K of Shabe.
Yeah, another close call. The plate umpire has given those corners tonight to the pitchers on both sides. We've seen some strike calls on pitches that were, borderline, where maybe the hitter was already moving down to first base thinking it was a walk. So if you're a hitter, you just got to be ready to swing at a pitch, even if you don't think it's a strike.
As the first pitch to Bruce Griano, he bunts it out in front of the pitcher's mound. Off the mound comes Hostetler, sets his feet and throws in time to end the inning. A runner stranded in scoring position for the Braves. They're scoreless in the bottom of the 4th to the 5th. 7-2 Big Train. Welcome back to South County High School in Lorton, Virginia. 7-2 Big Train lead as we play into inning number 5. And Dean Twigo to get things started for the Big Train.
See if he can replicate what he did in the first with that nice base hit. Of course, the 3rd inning, he went down on strikes.
Big Train have scored in 3 of the 4 innings so far. Twigo, the lefty, stands in the first pitch, and he attacks it and hops it towards the Big Train dugout down the first base side. It's Lucas Phelps who makes a catch after ricochets off the net. No balls and a strike. 0-1. Twigo watches a slider downstairs, a ball and a strike. Dean, an avid Real Madrid fan, says he also supports AC Roma. or AC Milan, excuse me. Got my Italian soccer a little mixed up there. Said he's a Real Madrid fan because of Ronaldo, which is fair reason. As 0-1-1 is popped up and behind the plate, out of play. Ball and 2 strikes.
That's a lot of fans' reasons.
Exactly. Real Madrid, of course, one of the most storied clubs in Europe. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Twigo takes strike 3 called on an inside fastball, his second strikeout of the day. And there's 1 down.
Yep, same situation, like I said, on that corner, giving it to the pitchers. Of course, we don't have a great angle to see how far maybe that pitch does miss or something. We're on the first base line right now, so we can see high and low. We can't see the corners.
Brings Lucas Phelps to the plate with 1 down. First pitch in. And a fastball outside, a ball and no strikes. Phelps a walk and a fly out and 2 at-bats today. 1-0. Swing and a miss at the fastball, even at a ball and a strike. Davis winds the 1-1, and it skips in and hits the umpire behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Phelps from Valrico, Florida, meaning Rich Valley in Spanish. 2-1. And Phelps taps one back to the screen on a low fastball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down. At one point in 1911, town had a population of only 50 people.
Valrico?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
After a freeze to developments in the area.
It's over-
2-2. Just upstairs with a fastball.
It's over by Tampa on the west coast of Florida. So that area a little more populated now.
Yes, now the town has a population of 40,000 people. 3-2, Phelps drives one in the air to left field. Ramirez on his way back, looks up and all he can do is watch it fly. Lucas Phelps goes yard. His first home run of the summer, and it's 8-2 Big Train.
Whew. Fastball that he did not miss, and a line drive as well over that wall. But I don't know if the mic picked it up, but man, the dugout went nuts on that one. Immediately knew that ball was gone as soon as he hit it.
Smiles as he returns. 4th home run of the summer for the Big Train. And what a swing of the bat as John Long comes to the plate. A pitch in. Fastball upstairs, a ball and no strikes. Over all the retired numbers of South County High School out in left field. 1-0. Swing and a miss from Long, a ball and a strike. One pitch. Long takes a fastball at the knees, called to strike. 1-2.
Hey, John, not you.
Long looking for his first hit of the day. Has been playing some excellent baseball as of late. 1-2 pitch. Takes a slider downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. After a bit of a slow start, got an off day, and since his off day, 4 for 9 with 5 runs scored and 3 RBIs. 2-2. Well upstairs with the fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sometimes that's all you need. A day to reset, get a break, and back in the lineup. He has been swinging well, including a pair of hits yesterday. 3-2 pitch to Long. Well upstairs with the fastball, ball 4, and he draws a walk, his 9th walk of the summer. And a man on first with 1 down for Clay Wargo. Wargo reached and scored in the 4th on an error. Righty stands in. And takes a fastball called to strike. 0-1. Wargo's stance when he sets up, his feet are maybe a foot apart. Maybe less, maybe more like 6 inches 0-1. Wargo swings and hits one in the air to left. Ramirez is back. He's at the wall and he reaches up to make the catch for out number 2. Long has to retreat to first. That one hit deep, but too far into the left center field gap, and Wargo retired.
Wargo showing off the pop, and like you said, his foot almost was levitated off the ground, kind of picked up. So this big load up, and then, I mean, you saw the power he has in his swing there, but like you said, to just the wrong part of the ballpark. If he could hit it a little to the left, it was gone.
Dixon Williams to the plate, and first pitch swings and misses at a fastball, 0-1. Wargo almost unloaded for the second home run of the inning. Instead, 2 down and a runner at first, but the big train, the commanding 8-2 lead. 0-1. Williams watches a fastball in on the outside corner, 0-2. Williams has reached 3 times in 3 different ways. A walk, a single, and reached on an error. A throw over to first. Long was on the move, and the throw gets past the first baseman, Halligan. Long just kept running, so he rounds second and cruises into third.
Yeah, they had Long picked off. He was running to second. And just a poor throw from the left-hander, which allows Long, who we've raved about his speed, to easily make it to third.
Has 4 stolen bases on the year. Not going to get credit for one there, but uses the wheels to get to third. So no balls and 2 strikes to Williams with 2 down. He swings and tees one in the air to shallow center field. The center fielder, Madden, jogs in, and he reaches up to make the catch and end the inning. With a big train on the board, a solo shot from Lucas Phelps makes it 8-2. We're halfway home in Lorton, and the big train up big. The sun is set in Lorton, Virginia. Some beautiful pink and purple skies out beyond the left field fence. And the new pitcher for the big train is Darren Kuski, the right-hander from Clarksburg, Maryland, headed to USC upstate. Spartans down in South Carolina. And the right-hander makes his first appearance on the bump with a commanding 8-2 big train lead.
Yeah, he's going to a team that has had a lot of success over the last few years, especially offensively, but here's a guy who you're going to see eventually when we have the TV, you know, we're doing radio today, you're going to see a fastball that's pretty impressive, topping out at 93 miles an hour fresh out of high school, not to mention a curve that can get up to 80 as well.
Now batting the third baseman,
The right-hander stands at 6'2" on the mound. Faces the top of this Braves lineup. JT Landwehr gets things started. Kuski winds and deals. First pitch. Fastball painted at the knees. No balls and a strike. Big Train offense continues to dominate. The pitching has done their part as well. Up 8-2 through 4 1/2. 0-1. Slow ground ball to the left side. In comes the third baseman, Lucas Phelps. Fields and fires in time for out number 1. Big Train have scored 68 runs over the last 4 1/2 games and have only allowed 4. It is one of the most dominant stretches in team history.
Well, they got a tough matchup tomorrow, though.
Tomorrow should be fun as Coakley stands in and watches the first pitch. Fastball below the knees, a ball and no strikes. Big Train head to Alexandria to face the Aces. 2 top teams in the league. 1-0. Coakley chops one the other way to the right side. The second baseman, Williams, fields on a couple hops as he shuffles his feet and flips it to first for out number 2. The Aces and the Big Train, the teams that have met in the championship series the last 2 years. Many expect it to be the same this season. But the Aces have had the Big Train number. 7 straight wins over Bethesda. It's catcher Halligan to the plate. Tall lefty to get his first look at Kuski. First pitch in, and the fastball about a mile above the zone, and it's all the way back to the backstop. Ball and no strikes.
Yeah, USC Upstate needs pitching. Like I said earlier, their offense has really been the big part to their team over the last few years.
1-0, fastball well upstairs again. 2 balls, no strikes.
And when your changeup can be at 84 miles an hour fresh out of high school, that's for a lot of guys their fastball. So they're going to get a guy who, don't know how much he'll pitch his first year. They'll definitely have him go in non-conference games.
It's the 1-1. Swinging a foul back over the fence behind the plate. Ball and 2 strikes, or 2 balls and a strike. Team that made it to the championship of the Big South Conference tournament. 2-1 outside with a fastball, 3 balls and a strike, losing to a really good team in Campbell.
Yeah, it's a tough area to play in, that Georgia, South Carolina, and of course Florida, also very competitive for baseball.
3-1. And Halligan swings and fouls it back off the screen. The count runs full. Campbell, a team that was ranked for the majority of the year. USC Upstate, a great season at 38-22. They just happened to run into a team that's a little bit better this season in a 1-bid league. 3-2. Halligan rolls it sharply down the first baseline, but foul. The count stays full with 2 down and nobody on in the bottom of the 5th. 8-2 Big Train.
And they came to North Florida for a couple of games early on in February and beat the brakes off of us. And we were a team that hit 75 home runs this year and had one of the best offenses in the country.
3-2, fastball downstairs, and it's a 2-out walk for Halligan.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 23, Braden Ramirez.
USC Upstate, actually a school that played Clemson in a midweek game. Of course, both schools in South Carolina. Hosted Clemson and beat the Tigers.
Yeah.
The ACC champions.
Yeah, they kind of get overlooked a little bit.
Throw back to first, and in on his feet is Halligan.
Like you said, a 1-bid conference that they could play, and they could play really well. They used to be in the A-Sun.
First pitch to Braden Ramirez upstairs, a ball and no strikes. There's a bunch of those leagues in that. You mentioned it, Georgia,
yeah.
South Carolina, Florida area that produce a lot of good teams that go under the radar. in a bunch of different sports. 1-0. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner, even at 1-1. Husky set on the mound, the 1-1 pitch, and a fly ball into deep left center. Long chases it back, and it hops over the wall after a bounce on the warning track. It's a 2-out double for Braden Ramirez, and there's runners at second and third, and the big train might have caught a break having that baseball scoot on over the fence at the 360 sign in left center. Instead of a run scoring, it's runners at second and third with 2 down for Quinn Madden.
Kusky just hung a breaking ball. He's got a good pitch. He's got 2 good breaking balls, really. That slider and that curveball are really solid, but you can't hang it in that part of the zone. It's going to go a long way.
First pitch to Madden, and he's on the first pitch fastball. Fouls it straight back off the screen, and then it ricochets around near the seats, and looks like big train fan able to scoop up the souvenir. 0-1. Madden dribbles one slowly down the third base line. In comes the third baseman, Phelps, and he has trouble with the handle. No throw, and it allows Halligan in to score on what likely is an infield single.
Yeah, it was a tough play. Phelps having to charge in, and even if he was able to get that one out of the glove, I mean, by the time he was able to set his feet and make a throw, there was no shot. So in a way, Phelps kind of, gets a break here because, him eating that ball rather than trying to throw it might have actually saved an error.
Sean Pokarak to the plate with runners at the corners, and watch the fastball downstairs. A ball and no strikes. So the Braves back on the board. It's 8-3 big train in the bottom of the 5th. Kusky set. 1-0. Just downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Big Train looking for their second win of the season against the Braves after winning here in Lorton 11-5 8 days ago. 2-0 downstairs with a fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. Kusky in a bit of trouble. On deck is Cole Fleming, the catcher. 3-0. Fastball. Outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. And the bases are loaded for the Braves.
Now batting, number 18.
And a couple of close calls there, but the command for Kusky after those first 2 hitters just not there right now, hanging a few pitches, and the fastball not able to locate it on the corners or high or low right now either.
So the base is loaded with Cole Fleming at the plate, and Craig Lopez, the pitching coach for Bethesda, heads out to the mound to talk to his young right-hander. Good time for a meeting as the infield convenes. 3 ECU Pirates on this infield. Rasmussen at short, Williams at second, Cunningham at first. Everyone on the bases stays where they are. A quick meeting from Craig Lopez, and he heads back to the Big Train dugout. Part of this excellent coaching staff led by manager Sal Colangelo. Colangelo, 6 games away from 500 regular season wins in his career. So bases loaded, 2 down. 8-3 Big Train lead with Cole Fleming at the plate. The first pitch, Fleming chops one foul down the third base line. And it's no balls and a strike. Fleming taps his bat on the plate. Resets in the box. Kusky from the windup, wheels and deals an 0-1, and a fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Quickly ahead, 0-2.
Okay, Dan, what do you say, buddy? Working play right here. Cut out.
Encouragement from Coach Lopez in the dugout. Kuski 1 strike away. 0-2.
Well done! Woo!
Just outside with a fastball in the dugout. Thought it was strike 3. Instead, it count moves to a ball and 2 strikes.
He had a slider, I believe, on the previous pitch. Kind of set him off balance, went back to the fastball. It was a good one.
1-2. A little looper into center field. In comes John Long, and the center fielder makes the catch for out number 3. Kuski allows the 1 run, but works out of trouble. And the big train strand the bases loaded. On to the 6th, 8-3 Bethesda here in Lorton. We say hello once again from Lorton, Virginia. Eli Kleinmann alongside Adam Glover. It's 8-3 Big Train as we play into the top of the 6th, and the new pitcher for the Braves is Matt Wesley, a right-hander from Manassas, Virginia, headed to Virginia
Now
Tech.
batting the shortstop, number
Faces
13,
the
Connor
2-hitter,
Rasmussen.
Connor Rasmussen, to get things going. First pitch home, fastball, just outside, a ball and no strikes.
He went to Charles Colgan High School. 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Big reason why Virginia Tech wants him.
1-0, Rasmussen bounces it down the third baseline. The third baseman, Landwehr, fields right on top of the base and throws to first in time to get the speedy shortstop 1 down.
Good 4-pitch mix. That fastball spin rate over 2,300. And also can work double breaking balls as well with a curve and a slider, not to mention the change.
So with 1 down, Jeffrey Hurd to the plate. Takes the first pitch, outside with a fastball. 1-0 the count. Wesley doubles as a pitcher and an infielder, and he is making his first appearance on the mound. 1-0, called a strike with a fastball on the outside corner. Even at a ball and a strike with 1 down. Has played in 3 games, 8 at-bats. It's the 1-1, another called strike with a fastball on the outer edge. 1-2 the count. Wesley winds and deals. 1-2 upstairs. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big Train looking for their 5th consecutive win to stay atop the North Division. 2-2 pitch. Hurd swing and a miss, strike 3, and the fastball from Wesley goes right by him, 2 down. So Jacob Orr to the plate.
Fielder, number 18, Jacob Orr.
Come on, Jake.
Looking to stay red hot. 2 singles, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up on the first base side. Halligan, the first baseman, races over, but runs out of time as it hits off the bottom of the fence. No balls and a strike.
It's the first time we saw the slider thrown by Wesley. He's got a good one and expect him to continue to use it against right-handed hitters.
With his glove at the belt, 0-1. Fires a fastball upstairs, a ball and a strike. Or the green and black bat waits at the plate. 1-1 pitch upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Big Train have scored in every inning except the second, but with 2 outs and nobody on, in danger of not scoring here in the 6th as the 2-1 fastball called to strike on the outer edge. It's 2-2 with 2 away. Deep breath on the mound. Wesley deals a 2-2. Upstairs with the fastball, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the full count offering. 3-2. Outside, ball 4. And it's a walk with 2 down for Jacob Orr, his 2nd of the day. And it brings up the dangerous Carter Cunningham.
First baseman, number 30.
Yeah, his last 2 days, he's got 4 hits and he's got 6 walks, making an immediate impact here in Bethesda.
He leads off of first without any batting gloves. Cunningham watches the first pitch fastball, called a strike, 0-1. Rare do you see it, that guys run without batting gloves. Usually it's the runner's guard. Sometimes it's just normal batting gloves, but bare hands can scrape your hands up. 0-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball by Cunningham, 0-2. So Wesley once again a pitch away from getting out of the inning. He's set, 0-2 home. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 2nd strikeout for Wesley. And he finishes the inning off and strands the 2-out walk. Bottom of the 6th on the way. Big Train lead, 8-3. Bottom of the 6th from South County High School in Lorton, Virginia. Sun has set. We've reached evening. And the Big Train up 8-3 as Darren
Batting,
Kuski
the
returns
right
to the
fielder,
mound.
26, Andrew Shade.
Trying to keep the Big Train on top, and a first pitch swing and a miss from Andrew Shade. No balls and a strike. Shade taps his bat on the plate and stands back in. Kuski winds and deals 0-1. Swing and a miss at a slider. No balls and 2 strikes. Kuski allowed a run in the bottom of the 5th, but Worked around some traffic, stranding the bases loaded, and an excellent job in doing so. Here's the 0-2. That slider downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Kusky gets the pitch he likes. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, a strikeout for out number 1, and the first strikeout of the day and of the summer for Darren Kusky.
Shortstop, number 27, AJ Labrusca.
Yeah, nice little sequence there. Had that slider on 0-1, and then with a changeup down in the dirt, which of course that's back-to-back pitches that have a drop in velocity from his fastball, and then goes back to it. It's the put-away pitch. Real nice sequence for Kusky.
First pitch to AJ Labrusciano, and he fouls it off right at home plate. It bounces off the plate and skips up and hits him in the left thigh. No balls and a strike. Here's the 0-1. Fastball called to strike right at the knees. Wargo does a nice job to frame it, 0-2. Brusciano not too pleased with the call. Now works from behind in the count. And time called. So Brusciano steps out, restraps his batting gloves, and returns to the batter's box. 0-2. And that breaking ball skips about 10 feet in front of home plate. Bounces high over the head of the catcher, Clay Wargo. Might have trimmed the grass in front of the batter's circle. One that just got away. A ball and 2 strikes. Kusky wields and deals. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball gets Labrusciano for a second straight strikeout. The hitter
Now batting, the third baseman.
puts his wood bat into the dirt in frustration. After chasing downstairs, there's 2 down. Back to the top of the order for JT Landwehr, who grounded out the last time he faced Kusky an inning ago. And he swings at a first pitch and hits a little looper into shallow center field. Rasmussen, the shortstop, races out, but it lands over his head. And then in the outfield grass, Connor actually scoops it up on a hop, but it's a 2-out bloop single for Landwehr.
We've had a couple of those tonight, these little loopers over the Bethesda Big Train middle infielders. We had one with Williams earlier. This one, Rasmussen just can't get there, but Kusky is still a 5-run lead. Nothing to panic right now.
So Coakley to the plate, 8-3 Big Train. The first pitch in and a fastball down and away, a ball and no strikes. Big Train making their last trip to Lorton this season. The Braves will head up to Bethesda 3 times in the remaining month and a half of the schedule. 1-0. Coakley bounces one to the right side. It's off the glove of Dixon Williams. The second baseman picked up by the shortstop Rasmussen. He throws to first, but it's well late. And it's Coakley who reaches after the baseball skipped up on Williams and hit right off the heel of the glove and just rolled away.
Now batting.
Yeah, Williams opting not to try to get in front of that, trying to get the glove to the side of his body, try to pick it off the dirt and in and out of the glove. Now 4 errors tonight for the Big Train infielder.
Big Train didn't have an error last night in the 26-0 win. Catcher Halligan to the plate. And the pitch home, skips in the dirt, right off the mask of Wargo, and it rolls down the first base line, and it allows the 2 runners to move up a base. So to second and third they go with 2 down. And a base hit here makes this a whole lot more interesting. 8-3 at the moment. But Halligan has other ideas. Kusky turns to the windup. 1-0. Fastball paints it at the knees. A ball and a strike. Excellent pitch from Kusky. Right-hander resets on the mound. has a sign he likes. 1-1. And Halligan lines it right back off that fence behind the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Adam, this feels like a big pitch.
Yeah, with simple base hit, making this a 3-run game, only in the 6th. Kuski needs to get an out here.
1-2. Halligan lifts it foul down the third base side and over the seats, out of play. Ball and 2 strikes. Quiet here in Lorton, Virginia. Bottom of the 6th, 1-2. Halligan rolls one to the right side. Dixon Williams comes in, and it's under his glove and into right center field. Into score comes Landor. Right behind him, Coakley. And the Braves get a pair of runs on the error. Halligan reaches, and it is 8-5 in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 23.
Similar play.
Brady
Williams
Romeo.
having to charge this one, though, and you know, with the speed of Halligan, I understand trying not to let this one wait, get in front of it, and make the play. But it was hit hard enough and just skipped right underneath of that glove.
So Braden Ramirez comes up, and he watches the first pitch. Downstairs with a fastball, a ball and no strikes. 2-out rally, just like they had an inning ago for the Braves, and they've scored 3 unanswered. A 1-0 to Ramirez, and he fouls it off the handle of the bat and rolls right behind the plate. A ball and a strike. Cut it from a 6-run lead in half to a 3-run lead for the Big Train. As Kuski returns to the stretch. Long lean in. 1-1. Swing and a miss at the slider, and Ramirez way out in front. A ball and 2 strikes.
Now it's opened up the possibility maybe to try to work a changeup here. That changeup can get anywhere from 82 to 84 miles an hour, which is slower than his fastball by about 10 miles an hour, but quicker than his slider. So it might fool him into thinking it's a fastball.
1-2. Ground ball to the left side. The third baseman, Phelps, fields it on a hop. Strong throw to first. In time, and the inning comes to an end. The Braves score 2 on a hit and a couple of errors. They cut the lead to 3. 8-5 Big Train as we head to the 7th on the Big Train Baseball Network. Top of the 7th.
Now batting.
And the Braves trail the Big Train 8-5. Dean Twigo leads things off for Bethesda. Facing the right-hander Wesley, back on the mound for his 2nd straight inning. Here's the first pitch. Twigo sends a fly ball up the elevator shaft into center. Madden, center fielder, races in and makes the catch. Bell tie for 1 down. One pitch,
Now
one
batting
away.
the third baseman, number 2.
And Lucas Phelps returns to the plate. A solo home run. Back in the 5th for Phelps as he watches a fastball inside, a ball and no strikes. His first home run of the summer. On a line drive to left field. It's the 1-0. Up and in with the fastball, but called a strike. Even at 1-1. With one away. Here's the 1-1. Phelps takes high with a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. Big Train trying to hold on to the lead, 2-1. Phelps takes upstairs again, 3 balls and a strike. Last time these teams met up, it was an 11-5 Big Train win. 3-1 from Wesley, and Phelps swings and lines one back to the screen. Count runs full with 1 away. But the Big Train and the Braves tied going into the top of the 8th, and then the Big Train rattled 3 in the 8th and 3 off in the 9th to win it comfortably. 3-2. Phelps taps one foul right back once again, and I'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 again. Phelps takes outside, ball 4. Second walk of the day. And a 1-out base runner for the Big Train.
Now batting the center fielder, number 9, John Long.
John Long comes up with 1 down and 1 on. Wesley works from the stretch. Pitch home. Long takes a fastball in for a strike. 0-1. Long walked his last time up, still looking for his first hit of the day. Three-step leadoff for first for Phelps. Long swings at the 0-1, lifts it in the air to center. Madden, center fielder, ranges back, makes the catch, throws back to first, and Phelps just back in time. Madden tried to catch the Big Train napping, but Phelps with just enough speed to get back. There's 2 away.
Now batting the catcher, number 46, Clay Wargo.
Clay Wargo comes up with 2 down. Pitch to the catcher upstairs with a fastball, a ball and no strikes. Wargo hit a ball to deep left center field his last time that off the bat thought might have a chance to get out, but just to the deepest part of the yard and barely stayed in. 1 out. Takes a fastball, called a strike at the top of the zone. Even at 1-1. Wesley set, 2 down, a runner at first. 1-1 pitch, well upstairs with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Top of the order, right around the corner for the Big Train, with Dixon Williams on deck. Phelps starts to lean towards second, and a throwback to first forces him to change his momentum and dive back just in time. Able to get in safely, 2 balls and a strike. Here it comes home, and Wargo takes downstairs, 3-1. Wesley is yet to allow a hit in his inning and 2/3 of works, but 2 walks so far. Given up. Phelps on the move, 3-1, upstairs with the fastball, ball 4. And 2 walks in the inning, puts runners at first and second for Dixon Williams.
Now batting the second baseman, number 33, Dixon Williams.
1 for 3 on the day. Chanced in to drive in a couple runs. First pitch home. Swings and lifts one in the air to shallow left field. Ramirez, the left fielder, ranges towards the line and makes the catch to end the inning. 2 stranded after 2 walks for the Big Train. They lead 8-5 as we hit the 7th inning stretch. New pitcher on the mound for the Big Train is Joe Bladel as he takes over in the bottom of the 7th. Big Train lead 8-5, and the right-hander headed to the University of Maryland from Florida.
Now batting. Center fielder,
Faces
number 1,
center fielder Quinn Madden to get things started.
Yeah, the former Fordham Ram. Right-hander takes over. Yeah. Also was an infielder in high school at St. Albans School for transitioning to being the right-hander.
First pitch swinging. Madden loops one into shallow left, but Orr, the left fielder, able to come in quickly and make the catch for out number 1. St. Albans, named after the English saint who has a town named after him in England.
Really?
Sean Pokorak.
Site of England's most important Roman settlement. And better news is where the hot cross bun was originated. Delicious treat. With 1 away, the first pitch to Pokorak, and he lines it into right center field for a base hit. John Long, center fielder, bobbles it, but able to scoop it up and get it in quickly, and Pokorak limited to a single with 1 away.
Now
And
batting. The catcher,
Cole Fleming
number 18.
comes
Cole
to the
Fleming.
plate with Bryce Harper's now famous walk-up music that
That's right.
he had before he hit a home run in Game 3 of the World Series as Fleming takes a strike on a fastball at the knees.
Seen that video a million times, hitting the curveball from Lance McCullers.
And the curveball for Lance McCullers in his first at-bat back in Philadelphia after he hit the go-ahead shot in Game 5 of the World NLCS. 0-1. Fleming watches the breaking ball downstairs, a ball and a strike. man adored by Philadelphia. Started his career in Washington, D.C. for the Nationals. Pokerank at first with one down and a throw over, and designated hitter dives back safely. Fleming trying to get aboard and bring the tying run to the plate. Bottom of the 7th, 1-1. Swings and pops one up off the right side. The first baseman, Cunningham, cannot locate it, and it lands over his head but foul down the first base line.
It was a long run for him, so he was running in the right direction of it. I don't think he lost it. It just was hit so far away from both of them. No chance that he nor Twigo able to get there.
It's a moment where he had both of his arms out.
Right, yeah.
Not sure where the ball was. He did locate it eventually, but at that point it was too late. Ball in 2 strikes to Fleming with 1 down. Plato would love nothing more than a ground ball. He's set shoulder high. 1-2. Fleming sends one down the right field line. Dean Twigo races over, and the right fielder makes the catch for out number 2. Nice bounce back from Plato, and with 2 away, it's a pinch hitter for the Braves, Travis Illich. Georgetown product in his 7th game of the year. Off to a bit of a slow start, just 1 for 11 in the early going.
Does have 3 walks, so that on-base percentage up a little bit more. But you're right, the average not there yet.
First pitch to the lefty. He swings through a fastball, 0-1. Expect that to mean that Illich will take over in right field at the top of the 8th. 0-1. Slider in the dirt. Nice job by Wargo to pick it behind the plate. A ball and a strike. Big Train trying to hold on to this 3-run lead. 7 outs to get. 1-1. Fastball well upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Plato stares in. Darkness has descended in Lorton. 2-1 pitch. A looper down the 3rd base line, and it is out of play and foul. Well over the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. Plato set. Nods his head twice, 2-2, and Illich fouls it back off the fence. Behind the plate, stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Plato ready again, 2-2 on its way. Slider just downstairs, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Another really close call. Located the outside corner against a left-handed hitter.
3-2. Illich rolls it softly right side. Dixon Williams, the second baseman, ranges in. He fields on a couple hops, spins it over to first for out number 3, and the inning is over. 1 hit, 1 left. No runs come across for the Braves. It's 8-5 Big Train as we head to inning number 8.
shortstop.
Top
number
of the
13,
8th
Connor Rasmussen.
from Lorton, Virginia, 8-5 big train, and Wesley returns to the mound.
Hey, come on,
Connor
kid.
Rasmussen comes to the plate. First pitch, watch the fastball in the outside corner, no balls and a strike. Rasmussen with that pink bat, the only big train to use it consistently. 0-1, rolls one to the left side. The shortstop Labrusciano waits for it, fields bell tie and zips it over to first for out number 1.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 35.
Jeffrey Hurd comes to the plate with a 1 away. An 0 for 3 day, but a sacrifice fly in the first got the big train offense going. Pitch home. Hurd ropes one down the line, but foul over near the big train bullpen. 0-1. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, 0-2 to Hurd. Big train without a run in the last 2 innings. Looking to restart the offense. 0-2. Hurd smacks one the other way into left center field for a base hit. Left fielder Ramirez cuts it off, but Hurd aboard with a 1-out single.
That's the first time this year we've seen Hurd get a base hit to the opposite field. Good to see that approach from him. Got it right past the shortstop. And as the season goes on, that side of the field is going to open up a little bit more for him. So if he can continue to do that, he's going to find success, and that batting average is going to continue to rise.
With 1 away, Jacob Orr to the plate. Pitch in 2-1. Fastball called to strike, 0-1.
Jake. Come on, man. 1 out, 1 out.
Wesley has put up 2 zeros on the board in his 2 innings of work. A 1-line drive into right field. It's down for a base hit. Hurd moves over to second. Throw comes in behind him, but he's in easily, and it's back-to-back base hits for the big train. And they have runners at first and second with 1 down as Orr reaches for the 5th time today.
This is the 2nd time this part of the lineup has seen the right-hander, so they're making their adjustments, and a couple of real good swings from Hurd and Orr. Hard line drive singles, and Bethesda needs some runs.
Carter Cunningham to the plate, and he swings and misses at a fastball, 0-1. Guy who hit second in the ECU lineup during regional play. Fantastic year for the Pirates. As Hurd dances off the bag at second, and he's caught out there. The throw back to Labrusciano, the shortstop, in time to tag him out. And Hurd just got started too early trying to swipe third.
Yeah, I think he was, we've seen it, I don't know if he was going to exactly go to third or if he was just trying to maybe cause a balk or something like that, but like you said, too far off the bag.
2 away. It's Cunningham who launches one to right center. Madden is back at the wall. Cunningham sends it into orbit. A 2-run blast in his first game for the big train. And back on the board is Bethesda. It's 10-5.
Yeah, that ball went a long way. That's the furthest part of the park, dead center field. Just left of the 360 sign in right center. Just met everybody today and already making friends, I guess you could say. Man, what a shot.
Absolutely crushed. So with 2 down, the pitch into Twigo, and the first pitch upstairs, a ball and no strikes. Carter Cunningham has hit the ball well. A double and now a home run. 1-0 to Twigo, inside, 2 balls and no strikes, and the power in these big train bats starting to come to life. 3 home runs over the last 2 days. After just 2 through the first part of the season. 2-0, called the strike on the inner half of the fastball to Twigo, 2-1. Wesley winds and deals, and Twigo sends one back and foul out of play. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Big Train scored double-digit runs for the 4th time in the last 5 games, with a commanding 5-run lead in the top of the 8th. 2-2, swing and a miss, and Twygo strikes out to end the inning. But Carter Cunningham with a warm welcome to the Cal Ripken League, a 2-run blast in his debut, and the Big Train lead 10-5 as we head to the bottom of the 8th on the Big Train Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th, and the Big Train up 10-5 as Joe Blado returns to the mound. It was a Carter Cunningham 2-run blast in the top half of the inning that pushed the Big Train lead back up to 5 as the first pitch to A.J. Labrusciano downstairs with a slider. Ball and no strikes. 1-0. Labrusciano lifts one the other way down the right field line and foul into the parking lot. The band of South County High School that was once there practicing, gone, and lucky for it, is headed straight for them. 1-1. Downstairs again, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, they were out there for a while. I got here 4:40-ish, and they were walking out, so they were out there for a good 3 hours.
2-1. Fastball, pop foul behind the plate, and it gets out of play again, right back into the parking lot. Bounces over a tree. Concrete can do that. Looks like Big Train fan to get the souvenir. 2-2. Fastball just downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Labrusciano. Braves in need of getting something going in order to avoid losing 2 straight. 3-2. Labrusciano fouls one back again. It's headed for the parking lot. And it lands once again. This one skips into the tree. So Blado and Labrusciano in a battle. Here's the wind and the pitch. Labrusciano fouls one back again. Catcher Wargo catches it off the ricochet off the fencing. We'll do another 3-2 pitch. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss, a strikeout of Labrusciano, and there's one away.
Good sequence, fell behind, but got those couple of foul balls there, and then comes back with a real nice pitch that hooked inward.
So with one away, JT Landwer stands at the plate, and time called by our first base umpire, and it looks like
Throw it over here.
a fastball from the Big Train bullpen made its way onto the field. Ball relayed into the Big Train dugout. Now Landwehr and Blado ready. The pitch home. And Landwehr chops it on the way to third. One hop for Phelps. He fields next to third, throws to first in plenty of time for out number 2.
Say the two games that we've been down here in Lorton have kind of been similar. Real close at one point in time, and then the offense for the big train all of a sudden wakes up later on in the game.
11-5 victors last time they made the trip down were the big train, and up 10-5 tonight. Jeffrey Coakley to the plate with 2 away. First pitch, swing and a miss at a slider. No balls and a strike.
Keep competing, Joe. That baby. Compete.
Ladle winds and deals. 0-1. Swing and a miss at another slider. 0-2. One pitch away from working a 1-2-3 eighth inning. The 0-2. Just outside with a fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Ladle working at a lightning pace. The 1-2 skips it in the dirt, well in front of the plate, and it bounces its way to the backstop. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Ladle has the pitch he likes. 2-2 pitch. The slider just outside, and the count runs full, so from 0-2 to 3-2.
That boy, make him compete.
With 2 away and nobody on. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. It's Dixon Williams who ranges in, fields, and throws on the run in time to get Coakley, and the inning comes to an end. Blado works a 1-2-3 eighth inning. On to the 9th. Big Train lead 10-5. Welcome back to inning number 9 in Lorton, Virginia. 10-5. The Big Train lead the Metro SOCO Braves. And the new pitcher on the mound for the Braves is Matthew Wright from VMI.
Now batting. The third
He's only
baseman,
pitched
number
once
2,
this season,
Phelps.
faced the Aces and gave up 5 runs in 2 1/3 innings. Out 6 hits and 2 walks in the process. Faces Lucas Phelps to begin things. First pitch, upstairs with a fastball.
He was a two-way player in high school. Also played football and basketball as well.
The
8-2.
Downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes.
8-2 as a pitcher, a sub-2 ERA. He hit .428 as well.
2-0. Called strike on the inside corner with a fastball. It's 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. Phelps sends one high in the air to shallow left field. Ramirez ranging in, and the left fielder reaches low to make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 9.
Brings up John Long.
Come on, John. Good time, boy.
Let's see if John can get a hit. Had a long fly ball to center in his last at bat, but has reached base tonight.
The first pitch in. Downstairs, a ball and no strikes. And the 1-0 fouled back to the screen, a ball and a strike. Right deals a 1-1, and Long takes a breaking ball on the outside corner in for a strike. It's 1-2. Matthew Wright of Stoneville, North Carolina. See winds, and the righty deals 1-2, well upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Had to duck out of the way of that one. A little up and in.
Nice job by Long to avoid the fastball. It's a chance on 2-2, and this one hits him right on the shin.
I think it is
on
kneecap.
his left leg, and that's the one that never has any protection. The back leg as he hobbles to first. Says he's all right to his manager, Sal Colangelo, but runner at first with 1 away for Clay Wargo.
Even though it's not a hit, John Long reaching base for the 2nd time tonight. Still a productive night, and that on-base percentage going up.
He's reached base twice. With good speed at first, but might not go after getting hit in the leg. We shall see. Clay Wargo at the plate. Swings at a first pitch and fouls it the right side and out of play. No balls and a strike.
I might run out to the parking lot after that one. That one went near my car.
Go for it. Get yourself a souvenir. You deserve it.
I was meaning checking on the car to make sure there wasn't any
You
problems.
can go get the souvenir while you're out there. 0-1. Long on the move. Throw down to second is late. The ball skips away from the second baseman, Coakley, but Long has the base stolen. And he's in scoring position with 1 down. Man, that jersey is dirty.
Get it washed when they get back to Bethesda. They got to make sure it's ready to go tomorrow. Back on the road in Alexandria.
A nice brown stain across the jersey. Count no balls and 2 strikes to Clay Wargo. 0-2. Outside with a fastball. A ball and 2 strikes the count. One and 2 with 1 out. Runner on second. Big Train up 10-5. In the top of the 9th. 1-2 pitch. Wargo just gets a piece off the end of the bat and rolls it foul down the third base side.
Do have a comfortable lead right now, but Bethesda would love to pick up Long from second. Wargo try to get an RBI tonight, keep the line moving, and keep the offense going. Another impressive night, double-digit runs.
For the 4th time in the last 5 games. 1-2. Upstairs, and Wargo gets a piece of it and fouls it off back into the parking lot. Stays a ball and 2 strikes.
You got 2-strike approach. Punch it up. Come on, punch it out there. Come on, Clay.
So Wright trying to work around a base runner in scoring position with 1 down. Long at second. A look back. 1-2. Skips in the dirt. Long thinks about taking off, but it stays within reach of Fleming. And Long back to the bag at second. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last 38 innings, Big Train have outscored their opponent 70-7, including tonight's 8 innings. 2-2. Wargo takes outside, ball 3 with a fastball. Close call.
Yeah, Sal Colangelo has constructed the most impressive roster we've seen in the league so far when it comes to Division I and Power 5 talent. Excellent job with recruiting this year.
Here's the 3-2. Wargo sends one in the air to center. Madden goes back, and at the warning track, he turns to make the catch for out number 2.
That's twice tonight. You see him smiling. That's twice tonight. He unloads on a ball that just misses. Oh, I thought that ball was going out of here.
So did the entire dugout. And there's a smile on Wargo's face as he returns to the dugout. Not much you can do about that. He squared that baseball up.
He doesn't have a hit tonight, but he's got to be happy with what happened tonight. He barreled up 2 balls that could have gotten out of here if we were playing on a few different fields.
To the deepest part of the yard. Dixon Williams to the plate. Watches the first pitch well upstairs. A ball and no strikes. Long. Sizable lead off a second. Right nods as he gets the sign. A check back on Long. And here comes the pitch to Williams, and a swing and a miss and a breaking ball in the dirt. Evens the count, a ball and a strike.
Hey, Threes, come on, kid.
Big Train looking for a potential insurance run to this already comfortable 5-run lead. Right, long hold, 1-1. Skips in the dirt, nice block by Fleming behind the plate, 2 balls and a strike. Dixon Williams, relatively new to this squad after he came late following ECU's regional loss to Virginia. 2-1. Well upstairs with a fastball, 3 balls and a strike. Feels like they just brought the entire Pirate team.
That's right.
To Bethesda, the guy on deck, Connor Rasmussen, a fellow Pirate. Carter Cunningham with the 2-run home run, a Pirate. And those are the 3 in the starting lineup today. Catcher Nick DeLisi, who's not in the lineup today, is the 3-1 fastball called a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A Pirate.
A Pirate, yep.
They go far and wide.
On out.
3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. And Williams swings and lines one into center field. It gets down in front of Madden, the center fielder. Here comes Long. He's in to score easily. The throw goes into second, and it's an RBI single for Dixon Williams. And it's 11-5 Big Train.
Yes.
Yeah, real solid at bat for Williams. Worked into a full count there. Was in a 2-2 count. Took a close pitch and then able to get this one into center field. Looping it in, just barely getting it down, but a huge insurance run.
It's a throw back to first, and Williams in safely. Connor Rasmussen to the plate.
Hey, Connor, come on, kid.
First pitch in, Williams on the move. It's called a strike. Throw down to second. The tag just late as Dixon Williams dives in safely. Gets that left hand in before the throw, and he has a 3rd stolen base on the summer. Moves into scoring position with 2 away.
Hey, Connor, come on, kid.
Oh, 1 pitch to Rasmussen. Right deals. Outside with a slider, a ball and a strike.
Good boy, Dex. Good job.
Rasmussen, the high High-pulled gray pants, black socks beneath them. As he holds his bat over the plate, now rested on his left shoulder. 1-1, tees one down the third base line. The pitcher right comes off the field, fires onto first, and gets Rasmussen with an excellent play to end the inning. With a big train strike for one and an RBI single from Dixon Williams. Bottom of the ninth, 3 outs away from a 5th consecutive victory for Bethesda. Bottom of the ninth, Joe Bladel returns to try and finish things off, and the big train 3 outs away from a 5th straight victory. Catcher Halligan leads things off. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Braves. Bladel winds and deals. Halligan takes a first pitch strike on a slider at the knees, 0-1. Holds his tan glove in front of his face. 0-1 pitch. A swing and a hot shot to the left side. The shortstop Rasmussen fields a bad hop and fires to first for out number 1.
That's a great play by Connor out there at short. That was a hard hit ball destined for a base hit into center. That ball taken, like you said, a bad hop. It went right into the glove like he knew that ball was going to take a hop.
This field all grass except around the bases, and it might have skipped off the dirt to pop up like that. Braden Ramirez to the plate with 1 down. He takes a first pitch fastball upstairs above the letters, a ball and no strikes. Bladel trying to wrap things up for the big train head to Alexandria tomorrow. 1-0, called the strike with a fastball on the outer edge, even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Ramirez sends it high in the air down the right field line and well into the parking lot. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 away. That's dangerous. You think you park your car far away, and yet that ball went away into the parking lot. 1-2. And Ramirez sends another one into the night sky and towards the parking lot again.
Hit a truck.
The underside of a truck on a hop, stays a ball and 2 strikes. It's the 1-2. Just gets a piece of a fastball in the dirt. Had to adjust his swing all the way down to get it. Stays 1-2. Three pitchers used so far for the big train, and they're hoping that's all that's needed. 1-2. Ramirez, hot shot on the ground to the right side. The second baseman, Williams, with the backhand, pops up and flips it to first for out number 2. And a pair of really nice plays by the middle infielders put the big train 1 out away.
Yeah, Rasmussen with the previous one. Lucas Phelps making that one over at second base. The nice backhanded play, him moving from third to second. Now
And
2
Madden
outs.
to the plate with, as you mentioned, 2 outs as he sends one in the air into foul territory down the right field side and back into the parking lot. Not a good time to be a call.
Joe.
0-1 pitch. That skips in the dirt. A ball and a strike.
Hi, boy, Joe.
What a tear the Big Train have been on. Dominating opponents as of late. This less dominant than recent games as a swing and a miss at the 1-1 makes it a ball and 2 strikes and then 1 pitch away. But they have had command throughout, starting with the 4-run top of the first. 1-2 for Bladel. Well up and inside, and Madden has to spin away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down.
Hey, good mix, Joe.
Bottom of the 9th, 11-5 Big Train. Bladel on a 2-2. Madden rolls it to the left side. The third baseman Guerrero ranges back. Long throw to first is in time. And the Big Train make it 5 consecutive wins. They take down the Braves 11-5 in Lorton.
Yeah, impressive performance. Same score, I believe, as the last time we were here as well, but good to see the offense, when it got a little bit slow in the middle innings, pick it up late and get those insurance runs. But really, the pitching tonight, excellent. Bladel was outstanding in relief. Just a really solid game for the Big Train.
So the Big Train moved to 8-2 on the season. 10 games through, over a quarter of the way there in the regular season, and they maintain first place in the North Division. A strong day all around. The offense came through again. A pair of home runs from Lucas Phelps and Carter Cunningham powered the offense, and the Big Train head to Alexandria tomorrow with some revenge on their mind after an 11-5 victory tonight. We will be back tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. 6:30 first pitch between the 2 powerhouse programs, the Aces and the Big Train. For Adam Glover, I'm Eli Kleinman. Until then, we say so long and good night from Lorton, Virginia.